Hey guys, this is my review of No Time to Die, and I've got no time to waste, so let's get started. So we get most of the scenes we've already seen in the trailers as soon as the movie starts. This is good. I love this, and I hate when a trailer ruins a movie for me. This may be the most repeated trailer of all time for me when I walk into a theater to watch any other movie. The movie picks up right where Spectre left off, the love life of Bond and Madeline Swan after seemingly taking down Spectre and the Nine Eyes. Let's start off with what I didn't like in this movie. The villain. As much as I freaking love Rami Malek, I didn't like him as the villain in this film. I don't think that's his fault though. His character was not written well enough. Perhaps simply not even written enough at all, as he didn't have much dialogue. He's neither scary nor do we feel sympathetic for him. He just feels like a face we can use to relate to the evil plot ensuing throughout the movie. Yes, another sinister plan with world-threatening consequences. James Bond and Madeline Swan. I'm not sure I like these two as a couple that much. You know, when you see two people and you really feel like, damn, these two people are just meant to be together. Nah, didn't get that vibe in Spectre one bit. It was probably what ruined the entire movie for me. I just didn't feel it. It felt forced, and I saw very little to no chemistry there. Lea Seydoux' stone-faced acting in the movie didn't help much either. I'm pleased to say though that she acts much better in this movie, but their pairing just still feels less than ideal to me. Just my opinion, guys. Coming from Vesper Lynd, played masterfully by Eva Green. Yeah, it is indeed a tough act to follow. I also wasn't particularly pleased with the setup for the climax. It's set up to occur on an island, and I felt like, gosh, it's just going to be another one of those one man takes on an entire army kind of scenes. Though the setup was underwhelming, the execution of the climax itself, I must say, was quite hard to fault. This is a very picky flaw that I felt I must convey as a personal opinion, but you probably shouldn't take too seriously. More on this later. Another gripe I had with this movie is the amount of time something blows up like 2 meters away from James Bond, and he manages to survive, get up, and kill the guys trying to kill him. This movie reduces grenades to Lakshmi bombs on Diwali. Now with that out of the way, it's time to give this movie the credit it is due, with nothing else to worry about. So here's all the good. Bond is larger than life in this movie. He's so emotionally connected to the plot, and he's clearly the centerpiece in this movie, despite the fact that he's not 007 anymore and has practically retired. Despite the fact that there's another 007 agent, Nomi, played surprisingly well by Lashana Lynch. From the trailers, I was frankly very tentative about how I'm gonna enjoy her role. Thank goodness though, she is a supporting character and she is not boring at all. Even the interactions and banter between Bond and Nomi are not irritating by any means. I fell in love with Ana de Armas before she was even cast for this movie, but I only loved her so much more after watching the movie. Her role for the most part is limited to what we see in the trailers, and she was so fucking good. She looks absolutely stunning in her satin blue dress, and looks even more stunning when she kicks ass in it. Like Bond himself, fighting in a perfectly tailored suit. She just fits the franchise so well. Also, can't say I didn't absolutely love watching Daniel Craig share the screen with her after acting together in Knives Out. Another fucking awesome movie. Everyone had a good role to play in this movie, be it Q, M, Eve Moneypenny, Nomi as 007, Felix Leiter, Madeline Swan. Nobody felt overplayed or undercut in this super slick movie that still manages to keep Bond at the center of it. Coming to my absolute favorite part of this movie, the action. This movie has the best action in any Bond movie, period. I've said it. It simply doesn't get better than this. Beautiful uncut footage of chase sequences and gunfire across corridors. This is the stuff of dreams. Amazing lighting in every sequence, some of the finest action ever. Certain concepts almost feel like they'd have gotten used in a Fast and Furious movie if they weren't used here. The pre-meme era of Fast and Furious, of course. I meant that as a compliment. Yes, I know I said I didn't like the setup for the climax in this movie, and that is true, but the execution of the climax itself in the end was something I really loved. It made for some fantastic gun running action, some beautiful combat scenes. There was one scene in particular where he's at the end of a tunnel and he just turns around and fires his pistol, and we get a nice wide camera angle of this. Oh god, goosebumps. It's certainly quite bittersweet to say goodbye to Daniel Craig and be ready to welcome a new face for James Bond, as it's always been in the past. But it's certainly a lot harder with Daniel Craig. This is because he took the character and stripped it of all its 1990s campiness and gave it a raw, real and relatable dimension. He made Bond more human, gave Bond a depth of character that every Bond before him simply couldn't. A true 21st century James Bond, in my opinion. I feel this video would be incomplete if I don't give you my rankings for my favorite Daniel Craig Bond movies. So here it goes. Number 1, Casino Royale. Easily my favorite by him and easily my favorite James Bond movie ever, to be honest. It just doesn't get better than Casino Royale. Number 2, No Time to Die. Love this movie, nothing more to say. Number 3, Skyfall. Such a beautiful film. I found it really hard to rank this below No Time to Die, to be honest, and it's only just below. Possibly also because I'm so hyped after watching No Time to Die. Number 4, Spectre. A movie with some really nice action scenes again, and a decent plot too, but something about it just doesn't sit right with me. It simply wasn't as slick as Skyfall. Quantum of Solace comes in at number 5. No surprise there. Huge fan of Olga Kurylenko, but honestly, what the fuck even was this movie? Such a dud. The movie simply had nothing. It only had the opening scene that supposedly picks up where Casino Royale left off, which was a very nice action scene actually, but the movie itself was totally trash and super duper forgettable. For a really long time, Pierce Brosnan was my favorite Bond. An extremely charming guy, and to me as a kid, Bond movies were basically about watching a cool guy do cool shit on screen. Who doesn't love that? Daniel Craig cemented his place as my favorite Bond though, after Skyfall. And boy, has he set the bar quite high for the next actor. He's my favorite Bond, as was Pierce Brosnan before he left the franchise, and Sean Connery before him. Can't wait to see what happens with these movies. Thank you so much for watching, and please do subscribe to my channel for more content. These videos take quite a lot of time for me to make, so I would really appreciate some likes, shares and comments. Anything to feed that algorithm, really. And have a nice day, guys. See you in the next one.